Thank you. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, folks. That's so nice. I have to tell you, I have to thank Fred the Hammer. You know, he wouldn't be allowed to play in the NFL today. He hits too hard, okay? You know, see, we're all getting softer, you understand, and our country's getting softer. But I'll tell you what, that was the good old days. So, Fred, get over here for a second, Fred. Come here. That was so nice. I love people that hit hard. We need people that hit hard. Come here. He was a hitter. He was a hitter. Oh, you know, after one or two hits, they sort of said, I don't want to catch the ball anymore, right? And a really amazing guy, somebody that Bobby Knight has so much respect for. He said, you play this guy, it's brutal, always. It was always tough. Coach Katie, come on out. Come here. Coach, come on over. What a great man and a great family. I just met his wife, and she's incredible. We've had so much support. So I just got a call. Lou Holtz just endorsed us. So Lou is another one. What incredible people. Such spirit. And you know, I love that you people, but sit down. We'll stay with each other for a long time. Sit down. You know, it's so nice. So often I'll say, sit down. They just refuse. You're going to sit down. This is a beautiful place, by the way. This is nice. It's nice. And we've had this response all over, no matter where we go in the country. We go to Dallas. We go to Alabama. We had 35,000 in Alabama. The other night we had 31,000 in Los Angeles, near the Los Angeles area. We were all over. And I'll tell you, and they were burning the American flag, okay? You tell me, okay? Not inside. Inside it was a love fest. We had 31,000 people. It was incredible. But outside they burned the American flag and they held up other flags from other countries. And I want to tell you, that's not what we're about, you know. We're going to take good care of everyone, but it's America first now, folks. It's America first. Just remember that. Just remember that. You know, I watched television. There was a group of people. I don't even know, because I'm doing another one of these at 7. I've been doing them all. But I love doing them. A friend of mine, very, very successful. I love doing them. But a friend of mine, a very, very successful guy, came with me to one. I had 24,000, 25,000 in Tampa, Florida. And he said, how do you do that? Get before these people? I said, you know, honestly, this guy's really a successful guy, great guy. And not because he's successful, he's great. He's one of the few. He's rich, but he's a nice guy. Most rich aren't so nice, but that's okay. But we still want them negotiating our trade deals for us, not these political hacks. Believe me. Believe me. So he said, how do you do that with so many people? I say, you know, honestly, you get before them. And it's like we're all in love. We're just going to straighten out this country. We love our country. We love each other. And our rallies are the safest place you can be on earth. And, you know, you don't read that, you don't hear that. But our rallies are safe and beautiful, and there's love in the room. And it's so easy to speak when you have that kind of love in the room, and that kind, whether I'm in a place like this or an arena, no matter where you are, we want to make America great again. And I said to him, it's so easy to speak. It really is. He still didn't believe me, but believe me, it is, okay? So I appreciate you all being here, and I really appreciate, thank you. I really appreciate Indiana. I really appreciate Indiana. But there was a tremendous line, and they started assembling it, and it was on Fox, and it was on all of them, CNN, but it was a huge line, and I'm not sure. It might be for the 7 o'clock speech, but it was this tremendous line. And they met a few young guys that were definitely, it was Cruz. Cruz was like, you know, oh, this guy, the lie. That's why we call him Lion. We call him Lying Ted. We call him Lying Ted. I never said. Did you know that Donald Trump wants to raise your taxes by 40%? And the guy said, no, he doesn't. Did you know that he's in favor of Obamacare? No, he's not. But I mean, and when he said it, he meant it. This guy knew. And it was very, and you know, he actually said, how's your loan doing at Goldman Sachs? That was, I thought, the cool. Now, is that guy here with the sunglasses? I don't know if he's here or 7, but whoever he is, I thought he was very cool. I thought him and his friends, because they're not going to be buffaloed by lies. By lies. You know, I wrote down some of the things this guy was saying, Cruz, and it's just unbelievable that I was going to raise taxes. I have the biggest tax cut of anybody running for office by far. And in fact, if there was one criticism of my tax plan and policy, it was that I lowered taxes too much, okay? And he said, it's true. I was the one. The Wall Street Journal said, we can't afford that much of a tax decrease. And I have Cruz saying, he's going to raise your taxes 40%. It's unbelievable. Lion Ted. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He made a statement that Donald Trump doesn't intend to build a wall. Believe me, folks, we're building the wall. Believe me. Believe me. We're building the wall. We're building the wall. No, we're building the wall. We have no choice. Do we have a choice? We have to. The loyalty to all of us. You know, I'm sort of just, I consider myself a messenger. I'm a good messenger. I mean, I've been doing this for 9 months. These other guys have been doing it for 35 years. You know, we're boom, boom, boom. We're knocking them out, you know, like cornflakes, right? But honestly, the whole thing, it's a movement that's going on. And it's, you know, I call it a movement to competence, because a lot of it's common sense. It's like getting into a great school. Often, if you like apply to Harvard, or you apply to the Wharton School of Finance, or you apply to Stanford, or you apply, it's really hard to get in, but once you're there, it's okay. It's sort of like much easier. It's hard here to do what we're doing, but we have a mission all together, and we're going to straighten it out. We're not going to make deals like they made with Iran, where we're giving $150 billion. We get absolutely nothing, and now on top of everything, I've been saying it for a long time, you see what's happening in Iraq. It's imploding. Iran goes in, takes it over. They won't have to fire a shot. And they've been trying to do it for decades and decades and decades. And you won't have to fire a shot. We handed it to them. Should have never been there. Should have never gotten out the way Obama got out. How about that? Takes everybody immediately and announces the date. Now, the enemy said, there's no way he's moving that date. Turned out he was right. And that's why I say we have to be unpredictable, especially militarily. You know, they'll ask me sometimes, yeah, we've got to be unpredictable. We are so totally predictable, and it's so embarrassing. No matter what happens, I mean, it's so embarrassing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to make our country so great again. And it's not going to be, we're not going to be embarrassed anymore by what happens. We're not going to be embarrassed that our 10 sailors get captured, get treated like hostages, like prisoners. And the only reason they gave them back, now with me, they would have given them back. Okay, with me, they would have not taken them. Believe me, they would not have taken them. But the only reason we got them back is because in 2 days, the money was supposed to start flowing into Iran. And you look at what's happening, and you look at how sad it is, and that we didn't get our prisoners, the original 4, and there's actually another one over there, by the way, that nobody even talks about, but that we didn't get our 4 prisoners back before we started negotiating years ago is a disgrace. We should never negotiate under circumstances like that. Never. Never. So I marked down some of the things. You know, we have 2 people left. One is Kasich, nice guy. Now, they made this stupid deal. I mean, anybody in business would not have made the deal. And by the way, since making the deal, their numbers tanked. It was stupid. It's politicians making deals. They're politicians, they're making deals. I mean, how stupid is this deal? And while I assume they didn't ink it, I still say before the ink was dry, it was violated by both parties, right? Politicians, this is what we have. These are the people that negotiate for us. These are the people that are giving us and giving away trillions and trillions of dollars. This is why we have deficits that are 19 trillion, and it's going to be 21 trillion very, very soon, you know, with that really dumb omnibus budget. And you look at what happened with that. Then he picks Carly. Carly's perfectly nice. By the way, she fell off the stage the other day. Did anybody see that? And Cruz didn't do anything. Even I would have helped her, okay? No, it's true. It's the weirdest thing. They just showed it to me coming in. I said, no, I didn't see it. They just showed it to me. And I said, wow, that's really cruel. She fell off. She just went down. She went down a long way, right? And she went down right in front of him, and he was talking. He kept talking. He didn't even look like... That was a weird deal. Man. And then they were both talking. She was talking from the back, and he was talking from there. They both talking. That's a weird... But that was unnecessary, and it was a bad thing to do. And, you know, I said he set a record. First candidate in the history of this country who has no path to victory, who can't win, and he picked a vice presidential candidate. That's hard. And you've got to give her credit for accepting it. She said, I'll accept it, even though there's no chance of winning. I mean, it's a weird deal. But, you know, you have so many different things. And I love seeing all of those people online. And they were there from 6 o'clock to Fox and CNN. They're all saying from 6 o'clock in the morning. All that big line, that big, huge line, thousands and thousands of people. And even here, there are thousands of people outside that wanted to get in. You people know real estate a little bit better. Congratulations. Look at the people in the front row. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Pretty good. But I look at the difficulty of politics. I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a fairly short period of time. I've never seen lying and deception and all of the things like this. I've been in business, and they're no angels. And frankly, they're much tougher people. Business is tougher. But, and again, they're not the greatest. You got good ones, you got bad ones, like everything else. But I've never seen lying and deception like you see in politics. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's really terrible.
Okay, that's Donald Trump. Of course, he's about to give his familiar remarks. So we're going to take a break right now. He's in Carmel, Indiana. We'll be back to talk to some experts about what Trump is doing right now. We'll be right back.